If your attention and your focus is on somebody else's behavior and you're analyzing them and watching them, then you indeed have pulled away from yourself. And that's just that. About 4 months ago, I had made a video all about how to stop obsessing over negative circumstances, and I was scrolling through the comment section and this girl had commented something that was so incredibly true, and I was like, yes, we need to bring this back and we need to talk about it again. So I'm gonna put up the comment and I'm gonna read it out loud. And she said, ladies, the relationship you have in your life is a direct reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. For instance, a man pulling away from you is a direct reflection of you pulling away from yourself. Which I just wanna say thank you, girl, because you are a girl who gets it. You can pause the video to read the rest of her comment. If you really think about this, if you are hyperfixating and worrying about somebody else and what they are doing and watching their moves and realizing that they're pulling away, you cannot deny that your attention is no longer on yourself anymore. He is pulling away because you are perceiving his behavior of pulling away. And what's even worse is that you are focusing on the why. You are focusing on the wrong thing. So why the focus? Why are you pulling away from yourself and attaching yourself so heavily to someone else's behavior? You're doing that because you want to feel safe. You want to feel in control. You are essentially operating in fight or flight. Now, there's a few reasons why you'd be operating in this fight or flight response. If you've grown up in an environment when you were younger where you had to be on and alert and you had to make sure that you knew everyone's step, mood, behavior, you always had to be on so that you could feel safe, which tends to create a very anxious attachment style. You need to know the answers, you need to know what somebody is doing at all times, or you will not feel safe. Another thing is most women, and I'm talking from a female biological experience here, we are wired to look for safety. A lot of the times it's because we are biologically wired to conceive, to bear children, and naturally we have certain instincts within us that tend to look for safety. Tend to look for safety because we are wired to be able to carry a child, and the most important thing to us, whether we're actually having a child or not, is to keep this child safe. So there's many reasons why we are so hyper-focused on making sure that we are safe and in control and that we have the answers. I would say majority of the time though, it does have to do with the childhood, the traumas, things of that nature in terms of attachment styles. But the problem that you are having is you are trying to seek safety and control through someone else. You're trying to have him make you feel safe. And when he's acting in a way that is not normal for you, you start to feel unsafe. And the truth is, you need to create safety and you need to feel grounded within yourself, regardless of what this person is doing. You need to heal the wound that created the feeling of unsafety in the first place. You need to stop looking at everyone else to make you feel safe, and you need to learn how to do it yourself. Now, this is not to mean that you always have to make sure that you're feeling safe and grounded just from yourself. Obviously, there's going to be times where you can have people in your life that are gonna help create the feeling of safety. But if you are constantly looking for other people to make you feel constantly safe, which is probably what you are doing if you're super focused on somebody pulling away from you, then you need to learn how to do it yourself. Not only is this going to help you stop hyperfixating on when somebody is moving in a different way, somebody's acting a certain way, someone's pulling away, or saying something that is not usually consistent to what you're used to. It'll help you heal. It'll help you show up better in relationships. And it will also help you be able to discern who is a healthy man and who is not. Who is a safe man, who is not. Who is a safe person and who is not. Who should I put my time and attention into and who probably I should not. So let's talk about how you can feel secure and safe within your own self. The problem that many of us face, and I've faced this as well, and I've had to heal from this, is not understanding what it means to have a healthy relationship and to have a secure attachment style. When people think about having a healthy relationship and having the relationship of their dreams, they think that things are going to be absolutely consistent. And if a person doesn't show up a certain way every single day, then it's not healthy. But the truth is, majority of the population has not grown up learning how to have a secure attachment style. We've learned to have anxious attachment styles. We've learned to have avoidant, fearful attachment styles, but majority of us never really had that secure attachment style. But a lot of us are looking for security, safety, but we almost perceive security and safety as something that needs to feel consistent be consistent, look the exact same, and feel the exact same. But when you're actually in a secure, healthy relationship, it ebbs and flows. The person in your life is not going to show up every single day feeling, saying, acting the exact same way. There's going to be days, things that are going on in their life that affect the way they show up into the relationship. Now, of course, it's going to be on them to communicate with you and to really take your feelings in consideration. But to expect that person to always be on, always be saying how amazing you are and always calling you and texting you and being there, but we actually assume that that is what a healthy, secure attachment style looks like. And when we don't get that, we start to feel anxious to the point where we start to overanalyze this person's behavior. And half the time, we don't even need to do that. We don't need to look into the behavior. Instead of looking into the behavior, we should be bringing ourselves back to center, groundedness, and the feeling of safety. How I like to think of a secure, healthy attachment style is when you go to the park with your mom when you're really young. In order for you to feel confident with going to the playground and for the first time ever, like doing the monkey bars or meeting friends for the first time, in order for you to feel like you can do it, first of all, you usually need to have a parent that says you can do it, like pushing you to do it, but also to know that your mother is going to be there when things get maybe a little bit scary, or just the fact that she's going to be there no matter what. You can leave and you can go to the park and you can have fun, and she's going to be right there. Unfortunately, we've had many experiences in our lives where the parent didn't give us that confidence, or the parent just wasn't there, or it became very inconsistent. There wasn't enough time for us to feel secure to go out in the world and then come back and our parents would be there to hold us and feel safe. Or let's say when we're young, we make mistakes. Of course, we make mistakes, but a secure attachment style or a secure relationship with our parents would be, maybe we make a mistake and our parents say, okay, that was bad, like that was wrong, whatever, but I'm still gonna love you anyways. You can still come back to the home. I still will always have a place for you. You're not inherently a bad person. I'm not going to punish you to the point where you feel very, very scared. Unfortunately, a lot of us haven't had that secure attachment when it comes to getting in trouble. Sometimes we have parents who yell at us way too much, they're way too strict, or they avoid things. So when you make a mistake, there's no healing or mending of the situation that happened. We kind of just ignore it and it kind of gets pushed under the rug. But the truth is that that thing actually happened. The mistake was made, the bond was broken, the whatever, but nothing was really mended or fixed or integrated back to one another. So over time, when these situations happen, which they happen all of the time, we start to get anxious, we start to get avoidant, we start to get fearful, especially in this circumstance when it comes to, really analyzing somebody pulling away. We get anxious because something that he's said or hasn't said has triggered us to feel like, oh, I don't know if I should go and run to the playground because I'm not sure if he's going to come back because he didn't say good morning this morning. And because he didn't say good morning this morning, I don't know if I can leave and go have fun. But if we actually had a secure attachment, we would know, even if he doesn't say good morning this morning, he's still going to be there. Because back in childhood, maybe our parents would have taught us, okay, just because I'm not saying these 3 words doesn't mean that I'm not going to be here. Maybe I'm talking with our friends, but still, I'm right here. Don't worry, you can go play. You didn't have that healthy, secure bond with some of the closest people in your life. So the most important thing that you could do for yourself when you find that you are obsessing over somebody else, somebody's pulling away, your energy is no longer towards you and now it's on them, it's important that you learn your attachment style. I'm not gonna say that you have an anxious attachment style, it might be completely different. And I'm gonna link one book down below in the description. It's called The Power of Attachment by Diane Poole. It will teach you all about attachment styles. But understanding that if you are behaving like this, you just don't have a secure attachment style, and you need to first learn what happened in your childhood, what happened in your life to a point where you don't feel secure when somebody is acting a certain way. And what are the things that you're going to be able to tell yourself to be able to heal and feel grounded and safe within yourself when somebody else is not showing up exactly how you think they should. You need to reconstruct and defigure what it is that you've told yourself in terms of what it looks like to have a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship is not something that is insanely consistent, linear, somebody is at 100% all of the time. It's impossible. It's like you're expecting perfection from people the same way you expect perfection for yourself, but that is not how life works. That is not how we are. We are flawed. We are human beings. We have things going on in our lives. And the truth is, the relationships that you experience in your life are usually a reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself. Most likely you don't have a secure relationship with yourself. Most likely you expect yourself to be 100% good all the time. And if you make a mistake, you tell yourself you are wrong, you are bad, you shouldn't have done it. You don't leave room for mistakes. You don't leave room for errors. You don't leave room for the unknown. You don't let yourself have a good cry. You don't let yourself just be with your emotions. You don't let yourself just ebb and flow with the seasons of life. You expect yourself to be a certain way. And how's that going for you? It's probably not going well. Now, this leads into changing your relationship with change. Again, when we are young and we live in unstable environments, or we have, all these crappy attachment styles with mom, with dad, with friends, with family, with whatever, we don't usually have the best relationship when it comes to change. For instance, when I was younger, we didn't really have a lot of financial stability. So we were constantly moving, getting constantly evicted, like all of this change was happening. My parents didn't have stable income, didn't have stable jobs. So things were always changing way too rapidly for me. I would move into one house and then less than a year, we'd have to move to another, and then I had to move to a new school and had to make new friends, and constantly over and over again. Sometimes that's too quick for a child to be able to adapt to. And listen, we are able to adapt, but what's going to help us adapt is also having the parents to be able to hold us and tell us that it's okay. When we are moving, when we are doing this quick change, you are still going to be okay. You're gonna meet new friends, you're gonna be safe, all your toys are gonna be in the new house, everything is gonna be fine. But unfortunately, when we have a lot of chaos in our lives, sometimes we also don't really have that container, the healthy affirmations from our parents to make us feel very secure, even in times of change. And so now in our adult lives, when things change, when things happen that we don't really want necessarily to be happening because we just want constant consistency, we sometimes look at it as bad, as scary, as something that we need to stress about. But the truth is we don't. Change is literally the only consistent thing that happens throughout life. Change is very good. Change is healthy, but it's only healthy if we see it like that, if we perceive it like that, if we've been taught that it's actually a healthy thing. So one thing that's helped me change my relationship with change is practicing detachment. Let's not be so attached to how someone needs to show up in a relationship or the things that they're saying and telling ourselves they must say this every single day or I'm not going to feel safe, or an opportunity or money or anything that's happening in our lives. We don't need to be so attached to the outcome, so attached to this thing, and we need to release the resistance and say, it's okay that things change. It's okay that my friend cancels on a plan, or he is not feeling 100% and he's not giving me the energy that I would love for him to give me right now. I am safe. I am okay. It is fine. I'm gonna detach knowing that it will come back. When you stop having such a big hold on how things need to be in your life, how this person needs to show up, how things need to work out from point A to B to C to D, once you start to detach, you will start to show your inner child that you're still safe. Even though it moved from A to B to Z back to A, look, we're still safe. Or, okay, the fact that he's not giving you that same energy today, well, because you detached and you brought your attention back to yourself and you reaffirmed the feeling of safety and you did the other tips that we're gonna talk about, you'll realize you're still safe even when this person is not acting 100%. The next thing that is so important is for you to work on your confidence. Now, confidence does not come without you actually doing something to build that confidence, okay? And this is why I talk about you need to focus on building your confidence, because when you are analyzing someone's behavior, especially when somebody's pulling away or when somebody, you're just analyzing something, most likely you are making it personal. You are instantly being like, oh my gosh, it's me. Like, what did I do? You're psychoanalyzing all the behaviors that you've done, or something changed, something about you. You have low self-worth. So it is time for you to build back up your confidence. Confidence comes from you actually taking certain actions and making yourself feel good about the things that are happening in your own life. You need to do that. Because the truth is, if you had utmost confidence in yourself as a human being, personality traits, your characteristics, your kind soul, your heart, your beauty, your everything, your success, you would not be making meaning out of somebody pulling away and saying, oh my God, is it me? Or, oh, maybe I did this or I did that. You wouldn't be analyzing that. So if you're doing that, then it's a direct reflection of the low self-worth that you are feeling right now. And if you're feeling low self-worth, what is going to help that is for you to build up some more confidence. And the way you build confidence is taking action. What are the things that you are not doing in your life right now that you know you need to be doing? The things that you've been slacking on, the things that you have been putting to the side because your attention was so focused on this person, this situation. Again, it's the you pulling away from yourself to the point where you've lost yourself. You've lost your confidence. You've lost your self-worth. Something that always helps me when I find that I'm pulling my energy, or I've pulled my energy so far away from myself onto somebody else, is to go back in time and think about the things that I was thinking, feeling, and doing before my energy was so focused on this thing or this person. What was my routines like? Was I taking care of myself? Was I going to the gym? Was I eating healthy? Was I doing my journal practice? Was I connecting with my friends? What type of content was I listening to? What books was I reading? Those are the things that you want to get back into to help you ground yourself and to feel better about yourself. And this leads into the next thing, which is you need to have a full life. You need to always have a full life when it comes to being in relation to other people or anything that's happening that you're trying to build, that you're trying to create, anything that you want to happen in your life, no matter what, you need to make sure that other areas of your life are full. Because what will happen is, again, we get so hyper-focused because we want to feel safe and in control. We bring our attention so incredibly close to this thing to the point where all of the other little areas of our life, like our friendships, our health, our wellness, our everything, mindset stuff, they start to become depleted. And when change inevitably comes, like somebody's having a bad day, or, the work day seems off, or, the money's not coming in because it's just an off day, in order for us to not feel unstable and start to second guess and spiral, it's gonna be important that we have all these other areas of our lives filled up. So that way it keeps us grounded and safe for when things over here, things are happening. It's life, things change. We feel so unstable when these things change because we don't have this over here keeping us safe and grounded. You need to understand that this is how the world works. This is how the universe flows. There's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be times where people don't show up a certain way, or things are happening, things come, things go. And the most important thing for you to do is to make sure that your foundation is solid. So when these things are ebbing and flowing, you feel secure, you feel confident in yourself, you feel safe. And it's important that you do that because this is what your inner child has needed your entire life. This is the things that your inner child never got: the stability, the feeling of groundedness, the safety from parents, from friends, from environments that you are going to need to do for yourself now that you are an adult. Not only is this going to heal your inner child, to heal yourself, and of course, take your attention and your focus over the obsession of what someone else is doing, somebody else is acting, AKA just life in general, you're going to start to realize that you up-level your life. You're going to start to realize that you start to pick people who are more stable, who are more consistent, the people who are actually not ghosting, the people who are not constantly pulling away and coming back and pulling away and coming back. It's not to say that you're going to find somebody who's always going to be here, 100%, whatever, but you're going to start to find yourself matching with people who are an embodiment of the groundedness, the safety, the security that you once never had in your life. It is no longer relevant for you to spiral out of control and psychoanalyze someone else's behavior, why something is not working out, and constantly making meaning out of the things that are ebbing and flowing in your life to the point where it breaks you. If you find that you're doing that, it is time for you to create more security and safety within yourself. Learn your attachment style. Learn who, what, where, when created this feeling within you. Learn to be with yourself when you find yourself feeling triggered, feeling like you need to obsess, feeling like you need to control. Come back to the present, sit with yourself, sit with your inner child, ask her what she needs. How is she feeling? Write out your emotions. Talk to a friend. Get some support. Feel stable and grounded again. Build up your self-worth. What do you need to do to make yourself or remind yourself of who you were before all of this spiraling? And make sure that you are filling up all of these other cups in your life. Your friendships, your career, your health, your mindset, education, whatever it is. Make sure that these cups are full instead of focusing on the cup that right now feels very empty. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget that I have a podcast channel as well, the Glow Up Secrets Podcast, on YouTube and Spotify and Apple, which I'll have linked down below. This week I'll have a video on red flags, green flags. I also have episodes on breakups. I'm also going to make a podcast episode breaking down all of this video once again, and just dive deep in a few more of these concepts that I've talked about in this video. So don't forget to subscribe to that channel so that you don't miss that episode when it comes out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And don't forget, if you're finding that your attention is focused on somebody else pulling away, you're automatically losing. Your attention is now being pulled away from yourself. And what should be the most important thing right now is for you to bring that attention back here. Your inner child needs you here right now. Talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.